To all my dear friends in Australia and abroad, this is Linda Gilbert here on behalf of recital duo Linda Gilbert and Konstantin Alexeyev. We are very delighted to announce that today is our first online concert for the new year 2023. This year we'll see a number of projects realised with your help, dear friends. The online concert series was started a year ago, and in that 1 year we have been very delighted to bring to you, our online audience, many different classics and best loved works of the violin repertoire. Included in that repertoire are sonatas and chamber works, as well as the virtuoso miniatures and showpieces that we know that all audiences love to hear. It is our great pleasure to launch our 2023 online series with the music of Brahms, and this is his Violin Concerto in D major for today's program. Now, for those that don't know much about the composer Johannes Brahms, he was born in 1833 and died in the year 1897. Johannes Brahms was a formidable pianist and conductor, as well as one of the greatest composers of the 19th century. And interestingly enough, although referred to as a romantic composer, Brahms preferred to write in the very classical forms of the composers before him, such as Beethoven, and even he was influenced by Bach and Mozart. And he admired those great masters that lived many years before his time. So Brahms decided to write the Violin Concerto, his only violin concerto, in the key of D major. Now, it's very interesting because D major is a key or a tonality which is very, very widely used in the violin concerto repertoire. And perhaps this is because of its sound quality on the instrument is very affirmative and triumphant and even heroic, you can say. I think that this work, of course, that Brahms wrote, for me, it really started to grow on me as a 10-year-old child. And I remember listening to many great recordings when I was growing up and going through my studies. And so, of course, it was always my dream to perform it one day. And that day came, of course, when I made the decision during my conservatory studies in Moscow that I would undertake the study of this work during the latter time of my undergraduate education at the conservatory. And it was my great honor to study this work under the mastery teaching of Maxim Fedotov. This concerto, of course, is no mean feat for any violinist, and its formidable technical challenges are always on the minds of any violinist that attempts the piece. And so for me, I decided not to be afraid of those challenges and to take on this work and study it. And ever since I first started learning it, I was aware that this piece is really something that I was determined to make it my own. And so going through those very challenging latter stages of my studies, it opened to me a whole new world of violin playing. And it is thanks to this mighty work that I really came to know the real possibilities of the violin concerto repertoire. perhaps more than I ever felt before. Of course, there are many great violin concertos, and there are many great composers that wrote them. But for me, Johannes Brahms really touches the heart in a way that few composers have been able to in the violin concerto output. So perhaps you may ask, why is that the case? Well, the symphonic proportions of the first movement are enough to convince one of the fact that Brahms was indeed a mighty genius of a composer. But the second movement is the thing that really is so heart-touching that every time I listen to it being performed by someone else, it always brings me to tears, and it's very difficult for me to always listen to that piece in the concert hall without shedding a tear. And for me, playing this great work is very humbling. So to study it and all its fascinating challenges and emotional qualities in this piece really opened up for me something of a whole new world in violin playing. And it was such a great honor and privilege to study this work under one of the most formidable violinists of our time, Maxim Fedotov. Now, it is always to him that I owe a lot of the achievements that I've been able to have with this piece to date, and it is such a pleasure for me to bring it to you to open our online concert series for 2023. Now, I might just mention Brahms was not a violinist, so that's why he sought the advice of his friends, Joseph Joachim, who also gave the premiere with the composer conducting. That's why he sought the advice of his friend, because he was not a violinist, Brahms himself, and he was a great conductor and a formidable pianist, but he had just limited knowledge, obviously, not being a violinist himself. So he sought the advice of Joseph Joachim, his good friend, on certain aspects of the piece, and Joachim adapted some parts. And so for violinists, even with those adaptations, this piece didn't really become much easier in the technical sense. It's always such a formidable work to stand up and play. And I've had the great privilege of bringing it to many audiences already in different parts of the world. And so it's no less a pleasure, dear friends, for me to bring it again for an online audience that even though I can't see, I know that they will gain a lot of enjoyment from listening to this amazing music. So, dear friends, I would like to introduce the pianist with whom it is my great pleasure and great honor to bring these online concerts to you. So Konstantin Alexeyev is alongside me, playing these online concerts with me again this year, because it's our mission to come to Australia to share with you, our Australian friends that we haven't met yet. Most of you will not have met us. So it's our mission to travel to Australia and to bring great musical culture to my homeland. And it's indeed a great honour for me to perform alongside such a great musician as is Mr. Alexeyev. We formed our recital duo in late 2021, and here in Moscow it's my great honour to work alongside this wonderful musician. And of course, it's our great desire that as many as possible can enjoy not only our online performances, but also our upcoming live concerts that we plan for mid-2023. Now, these concerts, dear friends, are planned, but there is one great hurdle that stands in the way. We must raise the funds for our air travel to and from Australia. For this to happen, dear friends, it's going to take still a lot of fundraising that we are committed to seeing through till the end, till the goal is achieved. So, dear friends, when you consider this is a great opportunity to enjoy music right from the comfort of your home, we would just like to make this appeal to each and every one of you to stop and think that young artists these days need your support. Young artists these days really need to be heard. Therefore, we want to be able to reach as many people as possible when we come to Australia. And coming to Australia, of course, is no small project for my pianist, Mr. Konstantin Alexeyev, because, of course, it involves a lot of formalities such as visas and such as not only airfares, but also all the other local arrangements, accommodation, and all those things. So this project, dear friends, to come and have a concert tour in Australia is a massive project. We have been working on the organisation of such a project for many years, and it is our dream that in 2023 that we will see it happen. So, dear friends, we would ask you to maybe consider how you would like to support our online concert series this year, and how you'd like, therefore, to contribute towards our 2023 concert tour. The 2023 concert tour will consist of between 30 and 40 concerts in various cities of Australia, including Sydney, Hobart, Melbourne, and other major places. And we also have decided not to neglect coming to the regional centres, such as my hometown of Taree on the mid-north coast, and Cootamundra down south, and many other places in the regional parts of Australia. We believe, dear friends, that this is such an important mission that we must do everything that we can to achieve. And so, dear friends, it's with a very solemn message that I have to bring to you that we have just 3 months to complete our fundraising for this 2023 concert tour to be finalised. So during those 3 months, you will see that we will have an online concert for you each and every weekend from now until the end of March. And just know, dear friends, that this is out of sheer passion and love for what we do, that we want to bring this to you even in advance of these live concerts planned. Because if you would like to see us live, dear friends, really, we would appeal to you that this is only possible with the public support. In these days, as you would be aware, it is really not easy coming from this part of the world, and we want to let you know that in this time where we want to share beautiful music, we would just ask that all the political differences be put aside. This is about music, dear friends. This is about cultural enhancement for communities across Australia. And really, it is our honour to come and bring such wonderful music to you. So, dear friends, if you would like to check out the link to our concert today, you will notice that it closes at 8 p.m. today, Australian Eastern Daylight Saving Time. But the concert itself can be watched at any time. So you have an opportunity, dear friends, that you perhaps may not have had before, to experience the formidable and incredibly beautiful work that Brahms Violin Concerto is. And we just would really hope that you would love to join us. And so you can watch this at any time you wish. The booking is open until 8 p.m. today. So that's for this concert online for Sunday, the 15th of January. As I said, we will have online concerts every weekend from now until the end of March. This is your opportunity, dear friends, to see that our 2023 concert tour becomes a reality. This is your opportunity to support young artists, and we thank you for your support.